Hey everybody, this is This First On Gaming with episode 11, part number 2, with Burn here in Modern. This time of the Boros variety, working on a competitive league this time around. I think we did it, I think episode 7 was a competitive league. That time was kind of a nail-biter. I think we ended up starting out 1-2 or 0-2 and rallied back for the 3-2. But, anyways, just a friendly reminder, if you like what you're seeing on the channel, please consider subscribing, giving us a thumbs up, and leaving a comment down below. So, somebody made a comment about, excuse me, wear tear in the sideboard over Destructive Revelry. Destructive Revelry is probably a better card, I'm not even going to argue that point, but the reason to include Wear Tear over Revelry involves your mana base. If you're up against more aggressive decks in your meta, then you generally want to... This hand's decent, but if we draw another land, it's a little rough. So, try putting a good luck here. Being on the draw is never great, especially against humans. Yep. This is a matchup that historically has been close, and then when they add multiple Auriok champions to the mix, it gets very rough. Of course, they have Thalia. Why wouldn't they have Thalia? So what do I even do here? Being on the draw pretty much guarantees we're going to be behind the 8-ball in this matchup. So, and the fact they have such a painless mana base for a 5-color deck is kind of insane. We're going to get to take our Searing Blaze, which really sucks. No attacks, no blocks here. Dahlia's Lieutenant to boot. Yeah, we're gonna get hit by Meddling Mage on Riftbolt, aren't we? Of course we are. Can't cast it, so it doesn't matter. Being on the draw here obviously really hurt. Stirring Bloods, at Exiles, Skull Cracks, especially with Auriok Champion in their deck. Despite performing alright there, Eidolon's generally terrible in the matchup, just because they usually have Ether Vial. And then last cut's probably the Boros Charms, a couple Boros Charms. Go like that. Then they have, most of these lists have 4 Auriok champions in the sideboards. This matchup's a bit of a slaughter. think, is it Phoenix for that nonsense? And I guess to a certain extent, Dredge. Should have just played the fetch land if I was going to do that anyway. Probably got to take Skewer the Critics here. If we get hit by another meddling mage, I suppose I deserve that, but... Comes Oriok Champion into Phantasmal Image. Pass turn. Hope they don't have too many creatures this turn, and we top deck well. Alright, Mantis Rider. Go to 8 here. What could you possibly have here? Reflector Mage, sure. So 4, 6. Pass turn. We're not dead, but we basically are dead. Yeah, that pretty much cinches it here. That's 4, 6, 9. That's just a 5. Yep. Alright. Kind of a soul-crushing defeat by humans. But, humans used to be a close matchup, but now that, now that they have 4 Oriok champions on the sideboard, the matchup's just kind of a joke, especially if you don't win game 1. So basically, I think in order to be humans now, you have to basically be on the play game 1, or at least find a way to win game 1, and then somehow get lucky game 2 or game 3. So, not a matchup I've played a ton lately, but just looking at the sideboards that people are bringing to bear, it's not the best of things for us. Okay, this will be on the play here for match number 4. Yeah, sounds pretty good. Hopefully they aren't a Chalice deck, but if they are... Tormenting Voice. So... most Tormenting Voice decks are bad news. So... Mono Red Phoenix, maybe? Looking like Mono Red Phoenix, maybe. So we're having Firewalkers would be nice in our sideboard. Land, please. Put it with the Forked Bolts. Interesting. Feels like, yep. Alright. Not sure if this is Mono Red Prowess or what this is going on here. Metamorphose. Yeah, I was just supposed to go on and dump my hand, kill the, whatchamacallit last turn. Got shot, sure. So that is Metamorphose, Gut Shot. Used to play one other spell this turn. Probably gonna need to draw another spell to win here anyway, so... hope we don't die. It's not impossible for us to die from here, so... if I would have unloaded last turn, we would have won the game, so... being a little bit conservative may come back to bite us this turn, depending on what they've got. Another Arc Light. Is that lethal? Sure feels lethal. Yep, I screwed up and lost this game. Should have just unloaded our hand. So... Question is, do I bring in Rest in Peace against another burn deck? Bloods feel okay. Direfleet has some targets. Lavamancer is not great. Copies of that. Try like this. Obviously, if they have Dragon's Claw, this configuration will put us at a little bit of a disadvantage. But bringing in Wear Tear for 1 or 2 copies of Dragon's Claw feels dangerous. We should have won that game if I would have just gone for all-out damage. This hand's a very easy mulligan. Great card the matchup, but we need mana, unfortunately. Come on, give us a land next turn. Waiting to bolt our thing. Lightning Axe, alright. So that would require double gut shot to get out of. Fortunately, we gave him a land, so. I could easily bring back Arclight. It's my hand, are we dead? Doesn't look like it. All comes down to this draw step. Womp womp. Just cause. Alright, so should have won game 1 if I had been more aggressive. Game 2 comes down to a top deck. We top deck the wrong spell. I mean, maybe I'm not supposed to fetch Shock there for Sacred Foundry, but that does cut off Boros Charms and Lightning Helixes. Beyond that, really don't know. The humans matchup just felt like we were very far behind and in very rough shape. But that second match against Mono Red Phoenix there was pretty winnable, but I definitely was not aggressive enough game 1, and then game 2 came down to top decking for the win, and we kind of missed. They obviously kept a good hand, they just needed to find the second land, and then they were off to the races, so can't really fault their keep. Sometimes that's just Modern, though. This has been Dust for Dusted on Gaming. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe.